Hey guys, Natalie here. Shane, are you muted?
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I'm here with Shane, from the Barmy Army. Does a lot of work for us. He's our treasurer. So if you ever have issues, take it up with him. No, he's a really good guy, and obviously he does a lot of our stats. So Shane, FA Cup,
Hello.
Man City. For me, that was
We have to.
That was a good game. That was an end-to-end game. That was
Feisty
fire. That
game.
was what a derby was all about. Obviously, we'll talk about what happened in it. And then obviously last night, Chelsea. That was a bit more dull that game, but I thought we played a lot better in that game. To be honest, I thought we did. We executed the game plan a lot
Yeah.
stronger in that game.
I
Um,
thought the Chelsea one we were in it more.
mm,
Um, but at the same time, I don't think Chelsea offered much in the first half.
no,
So it got to a point. I think I said it. I don't know if I said it on fan cams or if I said it just someone off camera. But it got to a point where at one point in the game, whoever scored first was going to win it.
yeah, and they,
Because
yeah,
neither really created anything clear cut. I mean, they had that chance in the first half, which Mary tipped on the bar, and that was all I can really remember from the first half.
mm,
From anything Chelsea did, I think Abby had a header as well, first half as well. But again, that seemed to be all there was.
yeah. But I'm going to go back to the first one, obviously, the City, the derby. And I'm seeing a lot of people going on. Oh, Man United fans, they're always complaining about the ref. But listen, if you weren't in that stadium and you didn't watch, you know, forget about being at BBC or whatever, the angle, this, that, and the other. I was in that stadium, facing that goal, as were you, Shane, directly, and it's miles over. Steph
No, I'm
Ford,
I'm just gonna do my best impression of Emily Ramsey in the balcony.
yeah,
That was what we got.
yeah.
She sat literally like there from where we are, and she's saying it's that much over the line easily.
Mm-hmm.
Ev-
You see
Everyone
Steph
on that side could
Horton.
see it.
You see Steph Horton going mad. Oh, you this
Her reaction says it
and
all. There's a
yeah.
there's a still picture, and you look at like Ellen White's turning around, sort of looking at the ref, looking for anything kind of hope, and then Horton's reaction is like she's turned away, her eyes are rolling. She's like, oh, we just
Mm,
bottled a 2-0 lead. That's
yeah,
the biggest indicator that she's their
exactly.
captain, and her face says, "Shit, we've gone down. It's 2-2."
Yeah,
Everyone except the officials.
yeah. Hi, John. Hi,
Maybe
Matt.
the 10 City fans behind the goal. Maybe they thought it went over, but
John and Matt. Thanks for joining us. Everyone else, thanks for joining us. Yeah, but I mean, we went 2-0 down. We went 1-0 down in the first half, and it was I didn't even see her give it away because I just thought, all right, going to Mary. Next minute, Ellen White has it, and we're 1-0 down, and I'm thinking, what happened there?
yeah, I haven't quite made my mind up whether we were just overly relaxed or over hesitant.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that first half when we were, it was playing it between the back four and the keeper.
mm,
So when Millie's given the ball, I mean, it's easy to say in retrospect, but she probably could have, just let it roll past her and then took it out to the wing, give it Amy, give it whoever's on the right. But, she was obviously comfortable enough to think she could have hit that first time back to Mary. Whether that was the right thing to do or not is a different matter. But then, obviously, if you're too relaxed in one of those moments, sometimes you can just underhit it. And, I know it is City
mm,
striker and we don't like City, but the last person you're going to want on the end of that pass is Ellen White.
yeah. I mean, it was shocking that, and I can't really even remember. I remember the second one being a really good strike. I can't really remember how that happened, but that was a better strike. That was more just good play
Yeah,
from them.
it's a really clever goal. I think there's been a few suggestions we didn't defend it particularly well, and we probably didn't. But yeah, well, I mean, to hit it the way she did, it was a bit of a bobble on the ball as well.
Mm.
but she's clipped it, and it's her left foot's weaker foot, I think, as well. So the way she's clipped it and spun it in towards the far, it wasn't corner, but she spun it past Mary, and yeah, it was good. I mean, I felt for Mary being that game because there wasn't a felt like she could have done about any of the goals, really.
Yeah. Hey, Soph, you all right? Thanks for joining us. Just chatting the City, the derby that you were there. But then LJ, and I saw a second half, and I said, "You're going to come on, you're going to score." And I just had it in my gut. I just knew because I could just tell the way she was smiling, the way she was carrying herself.
She looked up for it. She looked up for it.
She looked up for it. And
I mean, you can understand as well if she was disappointed not to start a game like that. I can understand why Casey didn't start her because she probably had one eye on the game yesterday.
Yeah. But LJ came on, changed the game. They couldn't live with LJ. The minute LJ came on, that changed it. And then obviously
LJ's a direct player. She'll run at people. And as we proved in the Conti Cup game against City, they don't like it when people run at them. You make a direct line for their back four and they're uncomfortable. Horton doesn't like the ball over the top. Their left back did Stoke. She didn't like the ball over the top. And that's where we got the goal from. Abby's just pinged one over into the channel. LJ's got on it. And Hanson was free in the middle of the box. And you miss that chance and everyone's suddenly going, why didn't you pass it? Why didn't you pass it? She was free. But LJ's got that confidence and LJ's got a strike and a half on her. So we were probably more confident that she put that ball in the net, and she did. And, limbs, as they say.
Yeah. So saying LJ would have been the difference if she started, potentially, yeah. But then a ball came over. Was it Katie or I can't even remember. It was just from that.
LJ.
No, for the Abbey one now.
Oh, the one the goal that never was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Katie. Free kick.
Katie.
I mean, a lot of people have been saying about set pieces and that we don't score from them, and we've struggled this season to score from them. But in that game, we scored from 3 set pieces. Two of them got ruled out.
But she put it in that area, Katie. And I mean, Soph's out here saying safe passes, no link between the strikers. But when LJ came on, she drove at them. And I don't disagree. And that's the way you beat City, in my opinion. By, like you just said, balls over the top, running at them, sticking it on them. I always say, stick it on Steph, stick it on the other one. They're a bit older now, them City defenders, and pacing behind, they don't like it. But, the ball went in the right area to the back post. Abby McManus, she just made the mistake that cost them, but she completed the comeback. And that is where I stand by Casey. And in a way, she sort of took the words out of my mouth in my little fan cam. They work so hard for that to happen to you. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve to put a ball in the area like that. Beautiful.
And how much that would have meant to Abby as well.
Exactly.
She's a red.
She would have turned around and been diving in the crowd.
She's redder than anyone that you know. And so that goes in.
And that's what is inexcusable in the whole thing. Never mind conceding straight after. Yeah, we shouldn't have conceded straight after, but it's inexcusable.
It deflected as well. You can see, like, our heads were gone in the stands, so the players, God knows. I mean, what I'll applaud Abby for is the fact that she was the one back defending that shot. And yes, it's deflected off of it before it's gone past Mary, but she was still there trying to block it. She got back and tried to do a job as a defender at the end of the day, and so I don't begrudge that their heads would have been all over the place after seeing that ball go over the line and it not being given. But at least she was aware enough to not stand around and just like, oh, let's just protest and stand still. She still got back and tried.
You know what I would have done Cameroon, me. I don't care. I would have done a Cameroon and just jumped off the field. Bye. Because we're too nice.
They had VAR to blame.
Okay. Too nice. You should have just jumped off the field. I would have done that. Fuck this. Sorry, but F this. I'm jumping off till you realise the error that you've made. But no, people saying, and then obviously we got the 2-1. I mean, John's out here saying he thinks for the disallowed one, Kirsty Hansen, the keeper jumped
Yeah,
into her, not the other way
she did.
around.
She
But they're
was.
always going to give it for a keeper, aren't
She
they?
did.
And
She,
I knew
they
better,
are, they
better
are
when.
always going to give it to the keeper, but
Yeah.
Roebuck did push her.
Mm,
And I didn't really see that much of Hansen giving it her back either. I mean, Hansen, if anything's just got back up and stood where she was, but because Roebuck pushed her, Roebuck a foot further forward, there's that clash. And they are always going
mm.
to give it to the keeper, and it's stupid, but yeah,
That one I
it's a
can't complain
silly.
about. One that is just clear and obvious and just should never happen for anyone, no matter what level you're at. That shouldn't be happening. That's basic. That's school
Mm.
ground level. You know what I mean? And that shouldn't be happening. And it was it.
What gets me as well, and I know we were saying like, the game doesn't have VAR, it doesn't have goal line technology. I wouldn't particularly want VAR in this league because we
Mm,
see how much crap we get with it in the Premier League. But goal line technology is something we've had for longer than VAR, and it works.
yeah,
It's either over or it's not,
yeah.
and it's simple. But in the absence of it, and I know it's tricky because we're going down a VAR route here, but BBC have got cameras set up wherever in the ground. One of them's beyond the goal, and you can't tell absolutely naffle from that camera angle that they replayed it.
Mm,
We've got a control box in the corner at Lee where they've clearly got cameras, and we only get replays from the opposite side of the ground to where we stand. But they've
mm,
clearly got other camera set up where they're watching this stuff.
yeah.
We get offsides given against us, and the first thing we see when we look down at the technical area is Casey and Ian turning round asking their people who are
Well,
watching the game,
yes,
was it
yeah.
off or not? And basically they're looking for a thumbs up of whether they need to give the referee and the assistant some stick. But you can see it. They turn around, they're like, "Was it off?" And oh yeah, all right, then we'll leave it. But it's if they've got access in that ground to different
Mm,
camera angles, we need to at least be showing that on replays. That
yeah.
needs to be involved in the broadcasting.
Mm.
At
Well,
least, if I know we're going to still feel aggrieved, and we always will about a goal, but at least we get it clear as day.
mm. Well, Dave just said it's for me as well. I agree with Dave in this. It's simple. Get better officials. Pay them more
Yeah.
money. It's not even the VAR, this, that, and the other goal line, whatever you want to say.
Put it this way: how many refs that work in the Premier League were available last night?
Yeah,
It's a cup semi-final, and that's the level of ref you put out there.
exactly.
It's more
How
concerned
many
with
were
making
available
herself
on Saturday?
noticed.
Some of them would have been available on Saturday,
Exactly,
Derby Day.
exactly.
It's going on BBC. You're trying to make,
These are big
probably
games.
millions of people watching. You're saying like a million people are watching this highlight show. I know
Mm,
people are watching globally. So what is it like? I just think that lineswoman wasn't up to play because if you were up to
that's
play and
not
on that line, you would have been able to see it. So
exactly.
obviously she was her back. She was looking at Abby's back. I think that's how far back she
It
was.
being in line gave it would have been the best
Mm,
position to see it,
yeah,
but as we've proven with that video that got put on Twitter, you didn't even need to be in line to see that
yeah.
ball was over.
So she wasn't. I
So
don't even know where she was.
what she was watching, I have no idea.
I don't know where she was. She didn't know what she was doing. She was looking at the ref a lot to sort of guide her. The ref obviously didn't see, which is fair enough. But why is the lineswoman not in the place on the line, knowing what she's looking for, knowing that if a ball's over a line or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little kids can see that, and she can't. I don't understand. They should never be able to come back to our stadium again. We have that.
I mean,
Jack said it.
we're running out of referees here who can come to
Oh
league
no,
because I think we're
no, but
kicking one
the
out
thing,
every week, aren't we?
I even think that one last night was all right. But I'm not talking about last night. I'm talking about
Yeah.
that. I've never seen anything like that ever. I mean, the closest I've seen to it is Roy Carroll. Yeah,
Against
and that was
Tottenham.
horrendous. But it went for us. But the closest I've seen is that, and I get it, and I get that's probably where the women are at. They're at that level then. But there was then progression made from that. There was then increase. There was this. And then the Frank Lampard goal happened, and then they brought in goal line technology. So yeah, it probably is a while off goal line technology, but it shouldn't be a while off bringing in a higher standard of referees. I don't know what the
I
standards are,
I
but
saw a
not
tweet.
two referees, are they? And that's the level I
No.
think we should be getting.
I saw a tweet from Lewis women's team.
Mm.
This is after the Derby game, so and it was on the issue about this goal that crossed the line and wasn't given. So someone's obviously brought the subject to goal line technology. Someone's then asked how much would it cost, and someone's spouted off figures. So Lewis have then come back and said, if we can't spend that much yet, there is a cheaper option, and that's accepting the standard of officials we get and how much they get paid, which is absolutely nothing basically. But if you remember in Europe, Champions League, Europa League, you used to have them guys stand next to the goal with their flag without the flag on, their little stick.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what they were there for. They're there for goal line situations. Now, I rarely ever seen them give anything. I
Mm.
used to see handballs, I used to see fouls in the penalty box, and they'd just stand there and looked happy to be holding their little pole.
Mm.
But you have someone there on that goal line to do that. When the assistant can't keep up on the line, they're there and
Yeah.
they can go, you're wrong, ref, it's a goal. And if you can't afford goal line tech yet, because let's face it, look at some of the grounds that even in the Super League you have to go to, they ain't getting goal line technology in there.
No.
Some teams, Tottenham, they had to change ground. They had to go and share a ground with two other teams this season
Mm.
just so they can play in the Super League. Because there's no way they were going to play in this league on that building site that they were on last season. Villa as well. They're going if they get promoted, we're hearing they've got to move.
Yeah.
And even though in the ground that they're at, it's not a bad little ground, but I think that's all about seating and stuff. But if you can't afford something yet, there's a cheaper option there to do it.
Yeah. I think, yeah, definitely. I think it's like you said, I think it's even, I mean, I don't, you speak to Ian, he's our resident referee. He says they're not league standards, are they? They're not even
No, they referee like
standards.
if you get the women's game, you get the men's game. The refs that are officiating in the top tier of women's football in England are ones that are refereeing like National League for men. So you're
Mm.
talking tier five, tier six in men's football, but
That's
that's
below
acceptable for
conference.
tier one for women's football. And
That
it's
conference, that is
but then we
the
wonder why we get this sort of crap refereeing, and we're always talking about the refs every week. We're not going to be the only ones
tier
talking
five.
about it.
Shane, what's tier five?
I'm not sure. I'm plucking numbers out of the air here, but I'm thinking like below conference.
Below conference, right? So we at least need now, if it's we're getting tier five, we need tier four, tier three. Then that's what we're saying.
We
Yeah,
can't even get refs that ref in like League One.
yeah,
What's that tell you?
exactly. That's what they need now. And then Casey, God bless her soul, she's saying there need to be better referees. Well, there's teams like I said, Man United have enough money. And it's not just on Man United; it's on all these big Premier League clubs putting a bit of money into it as well. You know,
Yeah.
because the FA will sit and say this, that, and the other. But we got the player, we got this. Okay, you pay for the
What
player.
it needs is someone to basically tell the FA to do one and just take control of the damn thing.
Yeah.
I think the FA like to hold on to their pretty little toy and
Mm,
try and gain all the rewards of it. And they talk about grow the game, grow the game. Well, they've only grown the game so far. They're constantly piggybacking off the back of World Cups. There was a Euros 2 years before that World Cup. What did
mm,
they do after that? Absolutely nothing. Why does
yeah.
it
Well,
take? Why
now
is it
they're
a
going to
World Cup? Why
force.
is it every 4 years that they can
Yeah.
grow the game?
No, I'm trying
Get
to
the
force.
Premier League in to run this league. You're reducing the amount of fixture clashes because it's a common interest then, and then leave the FA to start putting their focus on the lower leagues. Don't have the Super League as your only professional league. Have the Championship as a professional league as well. Get
Well,
the FA to help the National League then come up to the Championship and become pro.
so for me, why is it that I just think there needs to be higher standards, and I just think it's letting everything down. Why is it that I even forgot what I was going to say. You
Something
say
about refs.
every 4 years.
Mm,
Why is it that they're just pushing now because they had them targets, attendance at targets,
exactly.
pushing now big stadiums, big stadiums. What's all this need for big stadiums? I think it's great. I think it's great
Yeah.
they're in Etihad. We're hearing rumours that we're going to be in
St Andrews.
St Andrews. Great,
Yeah.
great. I'm happy for the girls. I'm happy for all the girls that are playing in there.
It,
Playing at
these
Anfield.
big grounds proves that there is an attraction there, and a lot of it is purely because it's a big ground. It's
Mm,
what a lot of people who will watch men's football as opposed to not watching women's football. The attraction is the big ground because that's what they're used to.
mm,
So, but there's still clear disparity between getting them to the big grounds and getting them to the grounds where the women's team actually play week in and week
yeah,
out. Where are all the people that come to the Etihad?
exactly.
And I don't even mean just City fans. There will be an
Mm,
element of United fans. I know we've got our issue of we're out in Lee. We got a bus over there yesterday from City Centre, and it's an hour plus just to get a bus out, and then you've got to walk to the ground as well. Old
mm,
Trafford, you get off a tram, you're walking 5 minutes up the road.
yeah,
So there is more that can be done, but you can't hide behind the excuses of it
mm,
just needs to be at a big ground. If being at a big ground is the answer to getting people through the door, then you need to play all the games at big grounds.
exactly.
But then you're into where do you fit that in? But that's
Yeah,
why it needs someone like the Premier League to come in and take control. They might want to do that, and then they'll go, right, your men's team are playing at home this week, or these are all the fixtures for the men's teams, and they'll put the women's teams in and around those games at the same big grounds. So when the men are at home, the women are away. When the women are at home, the men are away. I'm not
yeah,
saying it's as simple as that, but somebody's got to start somewhere.
yeah. Well, Dave's supporting your idea. Premier League taking over. There are little rumours we're hearing, that they are going to take over. So I think that is the answer. Eventually, hopefully, it comes sooner rather than later. But I think just next season, even bringing in, like now, if we've got tier 5, bring in the tier 4 refs. What are we waiting for? Um, but then it moves us sort of onto Casey's comments, and she did heavily blame the ref last night. And for me, last night, I wish we had that ref on Saturday. I wish, that ref was half decent, was pulling the cards out, did have control of the game,
Do you know
didn't let
something?
people run wild.
I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure on this, but that ref last night, I'm pretty sure was the fourth official on Saturday.
well, she was better than thing. And to be fair, she must have seen that Saturday game and saw how he lost control.
Mm.
I just whatever, everyone can do anything they want. You know, I've never seen one player, Jill Scott, get talked to.
Oh,
Right,
it's
got one
ridiculous.
chance. Right, then she does it again. Then he goes over and brings the
He
captain. You
didn't.
just
I
talk
was
to
just going to say, he
the first
didn't even talk to Jill Scott. He had to go and pull Horton
player.
over.
What she got the card out straight away, bang, and then that's it. It's dealt with. You didn't see any
Yeah.
bad tackles. Even Lauren, bang, card, right, that's it, done. Because then everyone knows where they were. Everyone was on the 11 playing field. You can't do this and do that. You know, and he lost control of that game, definitely 100%. And she had control of it. I thought, yes, there was the one time where she fell for the whatever. Oh, I've got a head injury, this, that, and the other. But the other time, the
First
same
half
player went
yesterday, I
out
don't think there was
and
much that went wrong
like,
with from a ref point of view, but the second half was when you see it and there starts to become some questionable things come into the game. Like, we've said, I think a lot of people have said that the foul on Jackie, she's
mm,
absolutely thrown to the floor after being dragged back by a shirt by three players.
mm,
Absolutely nothing. Potentially a handball in the build up to Chelsea's goal. I'm not going to
yeah,
start crying over, was it handball, was it not? That's the reason we've lost. No reason we lost is because they scored and we didn't.
yeah, yeah,
That's a separate issue.
yeah. Well, yeah, no, I thought the ref was decent. I don't want to slag this ref off because for me, I thought she had a good game and fair play to her. She did better than the Saturday ref. But yeah, you just touched on it. They scored, we didn't. Even if there's a handball at the start, they still played the ball out, played it to the other side, and then scored. So, but I didn't think it was that bad defending. I didn't really blame Mary. People blaming Mary, maybe.
No, I mean, I watched it back on the replay today, and the angle where she shot from looks a lot tighter than what it did from where we were stood yesterday in the ground,
Mm,
which makes me think could Mary have got something on it, but
yeah,
I still don't think it was that much of a simple thing to save.
Yeah,
You
no.
know, at the end of the day, it was a good strike. I wouldn't take that away from Melder at all.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good goal. They scored it. But then there was the chances that we had. And even Casey's saying, even if you look at that, she's saying, I'm fed up with these 1-0 losses. I was saying, so is everyone, mate. And then there's that lack of clinical, we need goals. And
I mean, what, 8, 9 times out of 10, LJ puts that away.
I know,
And that was from kick-off. I mean,
I was
I
the
think
most,
I'm slightly annoyed in a way that it took us going behind for us to then go straight up the pitch and then create an actual chance.
yeah.
I mean, great. I mean, Jackie's held it up. She's turned, played her in. LJ's obviously in the right place, right time. 9 times out of 10, that ball's going low, far corner. But
Yeah.
somehow, I mean, I don't know whether she just overstepped or what, but yeah,
Me,
I
Shane,
was
I
just
think it's a
willing it
mentality
in.
thing now. I think it's literally a mentality thing because, like you said, LJ puts them away. LJ has them for dinner. So I don't. It wasn't even like she tested the keeper; she put it over. So
No.
I'm a bit like,
We've
no
proved
shot.
over time, though, that we're not very good at coming back from conceding when we go behind.
But
I
I
think
wonder if
we've said once,
big
and that
game.
was the Everton game where we've actually conceded and come back and won the game when we've conceded first, or if we've gone behind. Other than that game, if we've ever gone behind, we've never come back and won.
Mm. And I think, is it because it's a big game? Is it because it's Chelsea? Like you say, 9 times out of 10, she's in that position and she knows what she's doing. City, bang. She wasn't one on one with a keeper there. She had defenders
Mm.
in front of a bang.
I
Cool.
look at that chance from last night, and it reminded me of the one of the 4 goals that she scored against Palace
Mm,
at home last season when she scored that like 3 goals in the last 7 minutes, and it was almost, I don't want to say identical, but similar position and similar shot angle. And that time she's hit it with the inside of her left, and it's gone right at the far post, but low. But then, like I said last night, she's gone underneath the ball and it's over the bar.
yeah. I think it's like everyone's got that heightened, and like you just said about
Yeah,
the Everton, um, it was straight away at the Everton, and just like Chelsea, it was straight away. So it's like as if we would have scored that, and then we might have got another. But clinical. We need goals. There's. What do you put it down to, Shane? Then this.
where'd you start? I think there's various. I mean, a lot of us have mentioned about strikers and
Mm,
how we don't really see Lauren as an out and out striker. We think she'd be more better as a number 10. But if you're
yeah,
going to play someone as a number 10, you need someone in the number 9 role to go with her.
yeah,
And the formation we're playing doesn't really allow for that because it's more usually a 4-3-3 or that 4-2-3-1. Um, if Lauren's not playing centrally, then you've got Jane Ross who plays centrally. Jane likes to hold the ball up,
yeah,
and Jane will try and feed it out wide if she can. What we've noticed a lot of the times is she will hold it up, but then when she turns or when she's looking to the side of her to try and play it out wide, they're either too far out wide and there's opposition players in the way, so she can't make the pass, or there's no one running up to support her.
yeah,
LJ, similarly, LJ will come and get the ball off the midfield and she'll turn on it and she'll run at the defence. But then she'll either run into 4 players and get herself caught up and then she's got to turn, pass it back, go somewhere else with it,
mm,
or the runners aren't with her at the same pace for her to just play it out wide to get in the box. The amount of times I'm sat in the stands and I'm shouting, get in the box, I'd hate to count it because that's one of the most common things. We're getting the final third and we just sort of switch off a bit.
don't know what
We
to do.
don't seem to want to just get in the box. I mean,
Mm,
so what was it? Solskjaer last night after the game has said something like, "I want a striker who will break his nose or break his toe to get a goal."
mm,
That's what we need. I want someone to run in. I mean, Leah scored one against Brighton at home in the 4-0 win where she's gone in at the back post and she slid, probably knowing full well she's going to clatter the post after she hits the ball. But she did it because it meant
mm.
getting a goal. It meant going 3-0 up.
I tell you, a
That's what we
striker
want. We want someone who's just going to go in with no fear.
Jess. That's why I don't understand why she's not playing down the middle. But last night as
Jessie,
well,
in
when
my
she
opinion,
was
I
down
don't
the
want to
middle,
sound harsh. Jessie's being wasted on that wing.
uh,
Last season, I understood it. We're in the championship, and we're playing at the time WSL teams who have got more structure about them, are used to bigger games like your Arsenals, your Readings. So we used to play Jess out wide and try and play, and I think we would play Lauren in the middle then because we knew we weren't going to absolutely out and out go and obliterate them with goals. We had to take a more considered approach. And Jessie's a worker. Jess will work all day long for you. But what I think is happening is Jessie's on the right and she's running her backside off for 70 minutes, but she's burning out. So then Jess has to go off, and then we have to sub someone else on as a winger. We've now got two wingers out injured. The third winger was playing from the start yesterday. So we're actually, yesterday, we've ended up with LJ on the left wing. LJ's not a winger. In the Championship, you can kind of get away with doing that sort of stuff. I mean, Tooney played on the wing quite a bit last season, but
Well,
it's different
JB
gravy
saying
in this top league.
Tooney would have made a huge difference yesterday, and I agree. It's unfortunate that Tooney's got that red. She can't even play on Sunday. She will be back for the next Chelsea game though, so on the 9th.
In a way, I'd like to see her start that as well. I mean, I know she's got 3 games off now. Well, you can argue that is she going to lose match fitness, but she hasn't really been starting games anyway. So I don't think match fitness is going to come into it. But I would like to see her start. Yeah, even if it is just to fill in on one of those wing positions.
Tooney on the right. Hopefully Leah's back by then, because I had a question from Fiona. Hopefully you're still watching, Fiona. Just saying, how long do we think people are going to be out? And yeah,
I think haven't they said Leah's
soon,
soon? It's all very cryptic when it comes to injuries, isn't it? Like back soon, like it's soon next week, it's soon 2 months' time. Who knows? The only one we do know is they've said Hanson's out for a considerable amount of time. So I mean, she's wearing a boot, so
yeah,
who knows with that one?
Yeah, but you can't say you can't say shit, Shane. You should know this by now. You can't say anything, even if it's.
I need to wait. I need to wait till the X-rays come out.
Yeah, even if the X-ray's out. Yeah, even if the X-ray's out, you show it to your friend who's a doctor. They tell you, and then you can still can't say. Yeah, so there's no point, right? But like, oh man, I've had some questions in though. And, people are backing Jess down the middle, LJ behind, all that kind of stuff, This is stuff that we're saying anyway, week in, week out. It's not that, it's not that we don't believe in Casey. We don't trust Casey. We don't trust the process. It's just, if we're seeing things like lineup league, people guess the team. If we can guess the team, surely other people can guess the team. If we can see that
including the opposition
this way, then surely other people can see that. And, people are a bit. It's my guy Abdul, Golden season. He's getting a bit frustrated at it. And to be fair, it's not like he doesn't love the girl. He doesn't want the best of them. He just wants to see progression. And I think we have seen a lot of progression because it was a lot better this time last year in the semi-final and this. But I suppose we're so close to it that you're getting frustrated. Even Gaffer got frustrated. I'm fed up with this 1-0. So you're coming out and saying that, but then you're saying, oh, but fans have to sort of toe the line. No.
We were at a point in this season where we went. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but I suppose in the context of a women's league season, it is where we had 5 games, 5 wins, 5 clean sheets, and we're waxing lyrical about it. And then everyone's going, "Oh, but you constantly got the same lineup. You're constantly starting the same players." And a lot of us come out and say, "Well, why would you change a winning formula? It's clearly working what we're doing." But winning formula is only a winning formula until it's not winning anymore.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been a consistent winning formula for a while now. So I think I said it after the Brighton quarter-final game because someone asked me, it might have been on fan cams actually, but someone asked me like, it was on the subject of strikers and would you play like a Jess and a Jane as a 2 or an LJ and a Jess as a 2? And I think I said it's something quite a lot of people want to see. But given that the 2 games coming up were then Man City and then Chelsea back to back, was that the right time to then just suddenly start experimenting? Or do you go with something that you're used to and that you're trying to instill a way of playing even if it means you're going to get these little one goal losses, which, yes, everyone's frustrated with. But if you persevere with something, maybe it'll work out. I think it's 50-50 either way. You can either continue with it and hope that it works and it will work, or you can continue with it, hope that it works, and you'll end up with egg on your face.
Yeah. I mean, people are saying, lack of rotation. Matt Johnson, saying, well, Fiona's just saying if something isn't working. Let me see if this works. Show. Well, when something isn't working, need to change. And that's not really happened. And now people, even Matt saying, is lack of rotation, is that why we got injuries? Because to be fair, we have played every single game. To be fair, they didn't play the Conte, but they have played every single Super League game. Leo anyway has, and I don't think, like, say, Abby's injury last night, that's not down to her continually playing, but she did pick
No.
up first, and then she carried on for it, and then she got it.
Yeah, she made that tackle in the first half, which,
Yeah.
to be fair, at first I thought she was going to win that.
Mm.
I thought she kept pace with. I think it was Cuthbert, wasn't it? I thought she kept pace with her, and I thought, you know what, yeah, just stick your foot on this, get it out for a throw. It might come off Cuthbert, and we'll get the throw. And then she made the tackle, and it was probably half a second just too slow making it. But she seemed to come off worse for it, and at that point, she was down for quite a while getting treatment. And at that point, I thought, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets subbed off here. I mean, Martha was out warming up, ready to come on. So we were all just waiting for the subs board to go up for Abby to go off injured, but it didn't. Fair play to her, she's carried on. But then whatever's happened in the second half, I didn't see the challenge that I can remember, or I thought it was more like a clash of heads or something. But then she's gone off still like limping quite badly, and then we've seen her come out on crutches afterwards. So I don't think constantly playing has caused her to be injured as such,
Mm-hmm.
but it's probably, if there's anything niggling there, like Millie,
Mm-hmm.
is he aggravating it?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Hansen isn't wearing a boot like that because she's played a lot of games. That to me suggests that something's happened in training, and maybe she's rolled her ankle or done something like that. But yeah, I don't think we're at a stage where playing regularly like that is causing injuries just yet.
No. I mean, we're just talking briefly about players playing here and doing this, that, and the other. And Reading's coming up, and you just said like a game where you make changes. I don't. For me, well, Abby, I doubt. I mean, God, I don't even want to say that she's not playing, because if you say that she's not, when the people come for you, shame. But it doesn't look good for Abby
No,
Mortman, which
doesn't look
for me, I
promising.
thought she was coming back into a bit of form.
Worryingly as well, and obviously I'm not putting words in people's mouths, but last season we heard with Amy that she doesn't cope very well with playing 3 games in a week,
Mm,
and that's probably something to do with injuries that she's had in the past. It's not necessarily that she's incapable of playing football more than 2 times a week. It's just what's probably best for her in terms of recovery and match to match. But given that she's now just played 90 minutes on Saturday, 90 minutes yesterday,
mm,
both games that could have gone to extra time as well, if it was a draw, logically we've always assumed, oh, she's probably not going to start on Sunday.
mm.
Now, I think, me
Yeah,
being me, I think knowing Amy how Amy is, I think she'd want to start Sunday, especially if Abby's injured. I think Amy would be there like, no, I'll play for this team. I want to help the team, because that's the kind of mentality she's got. It's whether
they let her.
playing her from the start is that too much of a risk. We've got a slight benefit now that Amy Palmer's back,
Yeah.
but do we want to bring Palmer back in and just go, right, you got to cover in centre back now? When in
Mm,
reality, we all want to see her in midfield.
mm. Yeah. People say, oh, John is just saying squad looks threadbare. And it is at that point, because we only had 3 centre backs, and now if one's out, we know Millie's a bit. I don't know, but I think Millie must be back.
Yeah.
fitness. Well, I
I think
think
if Millie's injury was anything major, she wouldn't have been playing Saturday or today. She wouldn't have played both.
Mm.
She was rested against Brighton so she could make
Oh,
these fixtures.
yeah. I think Millie will start. Hayley Ladd might drop into defence because she can do it. Yeah, it might be Palmer, but like you say, we all want to see Palmer in the centre mid. And whether it depends what Casey thinks. I think Palmer's definitely going to play a
Would
part.
would you keep Amy? Let's assume Amy's going to start on Sunday. Would you keep Amy as right back, or would you play her at centre back and get Turner and Turner going again,
Turner and
and then
Turner.
have Hayley Ladd at right back if need be,
Yeah, do
and
that.
then let Amy have the CDM position?
Yeah, do that. I think Amy Palmer, if she does play, will either be centre back. Maybe we don't want to see that, but she has played that in this team, or she'll be, Hayley Ladd's position, centre mid.
I mean, let's face it, Amy's got to play. You don't bring her back off loan. What was
Yeah,
supposed to be a season-long loan, by the way. You don't
yeah,
bring her back off loan just to come and warm the bench. So
yeah.
she's got to have been coming back on the promise that she's going to get minutes.
Mm,
She could
yeah.
she couldn't play against Chelsea last night because obviously she was cup tied.
Couldn't
She
come
could
with
have
her.
played on Saturday, could
Yeah,
have, but again, it's one of those
a bit of a
games
ring.
where we've just said, do you tamper too much with the squad?
Mm.
So maybe Reading is the time. Let's just throw her in there.
Tough game
I'm
though,
not
Red.
throwing her to the Lions, but let's just
Yeah,
put her in
they're
there.
gonna
She's a
kick
player in the
the
team.
hell out of us, and I want Palmer in there, and I want him to kick them back. John Fry's saying he's saying Amy Turner centre back. But John or everyone else, like, where would you play if you're gonna put, Abby can't play, so she has to bring in Hayley Ladd, move Hayley. Would you move Palmer back? What would you do? You know, just let us know, guys. Would you play Palmer in the centre back where she has played for Man United before, but she's been playing most of the season as a midfielder, or would you put Hayley Ladd back there? I mean, Hayley Ladd when she plays for Wales does play the centre back, right back kind of role. So it's good that we got versatility. That's what I will say. So when
I mean, Haley played right back against City, first
mm,
game of the season. And then, if I remember rightly, she went to centre back against Brighton,
so
I
she's done it
think.
recently.
Because Amy came out, Amy was subbed off, wasn't she? Presumably to make sure she was fresh for that weekend game against Tottenham, was it?
Yeah.
I think. So Amy crossed, and then Haley dropped in centre back with Abby.
Well, Matt Johnson just said centre back Turner and Turner, Hayley right back, Palmer CDM. I mean, we could even go Martha right back, Kirsty
And
Smith,
play Haley and Amy together.
and then Palmer just stays on the bench, which I don't really want. Or she could start like that, and then possibly, like you said, bring off Amy Turner, and then drop Hayley
I
back.
think it depends how, not what we want out of the game, but how we think we're going to do with the game. Because I mean, we said this last night. In some respects, given the injuries we've now got and how we know Reading like to play, and given what happened at their ground last season, albeit now we've got a bit of a different team, I wouldn't be overly disappointed with a draw.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be a score draw if it's going to be a draw. I don't want to be not scoring again, but
No, I don't mind
I
me. I
wouldn't be
think
disappointed with a draw. So I think in terms of the lineup, like formation, who plays where, will depend on. And I'm not saying we should settle for a draw. We never
no,
want to settle for a draw. We go in. I went into last night's game thinking, right, we're going to win. I went to Saturday's FA Cup game, we're going to win. Never go in thinking we're going to lose. I'm not like Anthony who puts bets on at half time that we're going to lose the game.
I never
Moronic,
bet.
absolutely moronic.
Yeah, I did think we would lose last night. I thought it was going to be a hammering, but I thought we'd beat City, or it'd be one goal in
We
it.
know we've got to hit them to beat these teams when we're only losing by one goal. I
I
said this last night. We haven't lost by more than one goal since we lost to Durham away.
Yeah,
That's nearly a year and a half ago.
a credit, mate. But it's like you say, just them one goal in it, fine margins. I'm reciting her words back to her, fine margins. You know, we need that. We need it to now turn in our favour. Those fine margins to go for us. And like you just saying there, the West Ham game, and I can't remember which of get Bristol, or was it Bristol? But more the West Ham game. We went 2-1 up with 10 minutes, and it's games like that where we just need to bang, shut it up. 10
That
minutes.
that game ruined my favourite stat, which was
Yeah,
when LJ scores, we don't lose.
yeah. But if it is 10 minutes to go and it's 1-1 or something like that, yes, I would say
Yeah,
push for a goal, but don't push so much where you're leaving yourself open. That's what I
yeah.
think wrong at West Ham. We've got the
Especially
goal.
in a league game, yeah. If it's cup game, knockout round, go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
But
yeah, league
it
game,
might be West Ham.
especially against West Ham, who we beat before. We beat West Ham last season
Yeah.
with. Without meaning to disrespect any of the players that were there last season, we had a lower quality squad,
Mm.
but we had a squad that was there to win the championship, not suddenly conquer the Super League. So we beat West Ham last season. Yes, we've added players, got rid of some. They've done the same, but we knew we could beat them. It was just a matter of which ground we beat them at, and we threw it away.
Mm.
There's no question we threw that game away at West Ham. That was
Yeah.
probably the most
Even when it
infuriating
went
thing
2-2,
about it.
even when it went 2-2, it went 2-2 quickly soon after. You just shut it up, right? It's
Yeah,
2-2. Okay, yeah, we don't want 2-2, but with 5 or so minutes to go, just shut it up. Shut up shop. Yeah, keep pushing, keep trying. But for
I think
me,
that's why
don't
we
do
ended up.
anything like that at Reading. Just shut up shop. Just
Yeah,
take the point.
we all
From
said after that West Ham game,
home.
didn't we? It was
Mm,
almost identical to the Reading game in the FA Cup last season.
yeah,
We score, they score. We
yeah.
score, they score. Then they go and get the winner.
Just shut up shop.
At 2-2, that was the time to go, do you know what? Let's just
Get a point and get out.
let's hit
Go
it. Yeah,
home. Yeah,
we can see how this is going. We've been here before.
yeah.
We know what not to do.
Mhm.
Let's just make sure we don't concede again. If we
Yeah.
get a good counter on, let's take it. But
Yeah.
let's make sure
But
it's a counter.
if we can't get the counter, run it in the corner. I don't care. 2-2, run it in the corner. Bang. Right, we've got our point. We're not at late. We're not at home.
Yeah.
We should be grateful for a point. At Reading, and I think a point at Reading is a good result. Reading are going to be dangerous from set places. We know that. Farrell Williams, but Reading, I don't. They score more from set pieces or counter attacks. That's what I've seen a lot. So balls over the top. So I think we're just gonna have to be wise to that. We know how they score. That to me, they've not been as good as what I remember last year. Maybe they have. Maybe I didn't watch them as enough. But when we played them last year, they weren't as good. They weren't. I think we knew what to expect for them when they came to LSV, and we did our job. Obviously, it's going to be a lot different going there. But like I said, I'd take a point now. But obviously, you always want three. You always want three, just to show, this is us. John, he's just done a little comment. Let us do it. Or just next season, we need a strong squad, 24 players who are able to compete at the top. I don't disagree with you, John. I'm going to go back into my guy Abdul's little comments. Recruitment policy with a license, is this fit for purpose? And the reason why he says this is that Hayley Rasso, we had messages from her agent, and he said he tried to get her to United. Whether you believe it, whether this, whether he's just trying to stir, okay, but that's what he said. Shane, you there?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she's been following them since. So for me, I think there was a bit of, she probably did, lots of disrespecting Everton, and I'm going to cry, but she probably did want to come United. Who wouldn't want to come United? I think she would have done a good job. I mean, it's only a 6 month at Everton. She probably still could come United if she does well. But I think, Casey said it herself, so I'm not putting her in anyone else. We haven't got a license. We're looking at what happens with Brexit before we get a license. But for me, I think that's stupid, and that's my opinion. I think you should be
I mean,
able to buy whenever you want. It shouldn't be.
yeah, I haven't seen no concrete list of every team in the league and who's got license, yes or no. But this signing non-EU players license that seems to exist which,
Mm.
to be honest, I've never heard of it before until this summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems to me like we're the only team that hasn't got it.
Mm.
West Ham
Oh,
have clearly got one.
yeah.
Um, how much of a
Bristol.
detriment it is, I don't know. I mean, yes, it does restrict you to sign certain players, but
Mm.
in the same sense, I'll use Hayley Raso as the example. I I don't remember seeing her at the World Cup, which might
Mm.
just be me, or maybe I didn't watch many of the Australia games. Um, so even knowing that maybe our agents have come to us and gone, "Here you go, do you want it?" and we've either gone no or we can't. So we haven't said yes or no. We've just gone we can't because we ain't got this license. In a way, I don't feel like I've missed out, but that's because I don't
Mm.
know much about her.
Mm.
If we were coming and someone's, I'm going to pull your favourite now out of the hat, but if someone comes to us and go, "Here's Pernil Harder, do you want her?" and we've gone no,
Yeah.
roofs are being hit. We're hitting the roof with that, but that's because we've watched, we know what she's about, we could see what quality she'd bring. Because I
Mm.
haven't seen someone, I've kind of got to go off opinions of others, and yes, I hear good things, but I'm still not 100% like, oh yeah, that's the answer to all our problems if I haven't seen it myself.
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying it's
saying that
the.
Hayley Rasso is a bad player, but
Mm.
but
Bring
on
them
the
through.
point of license, I'd still question like if teams like West Ham have got one, if
Mm.
for example Blues have got one, if Villa come up next season and they've got one, maybe they already have. I don't know, but even something simple as that. I mean, surely it can't cost that much. I don't know, but all these other teams seem to have one, so
Listen,
it might
if
not even cost
Bristol,
anything. Maybe you just got to apply for it.
yeah, if Bristol can sign an Australian Lagazzo, I think her name is, or what, I can't say it, but I remember her in the
Yeah,
World Cup as well. And who's it? And some South Korean. I think it doesn't it limits us in terms of we're in this box, and the world is a big, massive oyster. So why are we limiting ourselves to this much of it when we can have this
I
everything?
mean, for all we know, we know United have come in last year, put this team together,
Mm.
and this isn't a dig at Casey at all. This is more above Casey. This is United now.
Mm.
They've obviously come in and go, right, yeah, we're going to do a women's team, but then you think that they were all, a lot of them were all new to it. We
Mm.
share a lot of the staff between the men's team and the women's team, social media being one of them. Did we do enough research on this kind of thing? Are they finding things out now that they didn't know last season, and now they're
Um,
going, oh, hang on a minute,
I
which then makes me
100%.
think like, is this something that's in the women's game that's not in the men's? This license?
Yeah,
Because if
of
this is in
course,
the men's, they'd have known about it. They're the
of
same
course.
people. So if they've got it in the men's team, why aren't you giving it the women's team? I
Yeah.
don't know. So sometimes I'm left scratching heads. I think because
Well, I've
we
never
do
heard of
some
it.
things really well, and then we do other things where you go in, there's no words for it.
Yeah. Of course, like, remember when we signed the De Silvers, Raphael and Fabio? It was just a case of work permits, like the actual
Yeah,
legal things. There wasn't a case of the FA blocking it or anything like that. It was just a
no.
case, do you have your legal paperwork to work in this?
That's can they come and work in this country?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, we've got it. Yes, I think they had to go somewhere first, even just to get it. But once they had it, right, that's it. So obviously it's a thing that's in the women's game because I'm not saying, oh, I'm the be all and end all of everything that goes on, but I've never heard of it, and no one that I speak to has ever heard of it before, this women's thing. Hell, I'm going to give him a shout out now. Rich Lafferty didn't even know about it. Yeah. He said the first time he'd heard whispers, but the first time he proper heard about it was Casey dropped it in that interview. So I think, obviously, listen, if they knew about it, they would have done it, but obviously it must cost something. I think that's why they're saying we'll wait till Brexit is over and
Mm.
assess. Just penny pin.
Maybe it doesn't cost anything now, but it will when Brexit's done, and that's
Yeah,
what they're waiting for.
but
Because if you've already got it, then maybe you have to already automatically pay something. Maybe this license isn't auto opt-in like the bloody cup schemes.
Yeah.
I'm joking, obviously, but
Yeah. But Abdul, I hope we've done some of your questions justice, mate. The last one he says is easy for us. Can Barmy Army hold a Q&A session with the gaffer as concerned? Listen, Barmy Army can't even the struggles we went through to hold our own Q&A session, mate. You answer the question. No, you answer it now. No, I hope it went well. I hope people tune into that Instagram. It was good because we're getting questions through. But I think even to just get a player to go, happy birthday is a struggle. Oh, no, I love, lots of love, man. But we can't get anyone to do anything. No one's going to do anything for us. I know that. Yeah.
I think
Anything
particularly
for Army on our
if
own.
you're going from a fan frustration point of view,
Mm-hmm.
I think immediately if you even put that to the club, because you'd have to go through the club for something like that. If you put that forward, they'd just be instantly like they'd laugh you out of the room.
Mm.
But similarly, you can't then go, oh, we just want to, we want to be all nice and ask questions, and then suddenly start dropping bombshells like, why is this wrong? Why is this wrong? Why is this wrong? What are you
Yeah,
doing about this? Where's my license?
yeah,
No, they'll shut it down immediately. A
yeah.
lot of
And you know
eggshells that
what?
you have to
They're
tread
going to
on.
meet a player or
Yeah,
Q&A with a player like they do it on thing. All the question will get screened anyway. So even if
of
it's a
course they
sit
will.
down meal, your question will still get screened. There's
Of
no
course
way
it
to
would.
pass around a mic and just let you just speak to her like that. They'd ask you what question you're gonna get the mic first, you're gonna get the mic first, and what question are you gonna ask? There's no chance they'd ever do that. I think it's sad though, because the women's game is about that interaction and is about, I've even gone into that little Legends Cafe, everyone who comes, I've been in and and they say, "Oh, it's not lively in here." I said, "You know what you should do? You got all these cards. Just get like Ramsey down or Bentley and just get her to sign something and give it to the kids."
Mm.
Oh yeah, that'll be great. And they're working for United. That'll be really good. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Why don't we do that? I said, "You ask," and they even know. So United aren't interested.
I mean, it's a shame in a way that on obviously playing Chelsea again in a week and a half, and good old BT have picked it, so it's a 4:30 in late afternoon kickoff.
Mm,
If it was if we're more getting towards sort of spring and summer where the weather's a bit more decent, you've got little pitches at the back of the stadium. You should do
mm.
something on there with the squad in the day, like 1 o'clock, turn up, do a little penalty shootout with one of the keepers or whatever. It's
Yeah.
for the kids or whatever. Little things like that can go a
Mm.
long way.
But listen, they might sit. I know that people look at this, so they might sit and think that's a good idea. People might even think Natalie should tell them that. Trust me, we've sat down and told them that, so they won't do anything unless it benefits them, you know. And that's it. And that's what I know. That's what they know. So it's about Barmy Army having a
Mm.
kick about with Barmy Army. Yeah, I'll get in goal and the kids can take penalties at me. They'll score them all, but I don't
I'm
care.
tall. I'm tall enough to be a kid. I'll take a penalty against you.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll do. Summer, Birmingham,
I'll
last
just,
week.
take this off.
Yeah, we'll
I'll lose
do
about
that.
2 foot
We'll
of
do that
height
after
taking the
the
cap
game.
off.
Yeah, I'll rent one of those pitches far away. It's a bit further, but I'm sure you can rent one, and we'll have a kick about there. So that's the best it's going to be, guys. I seen you've asked though. Bronze. That's what people are saying. Ideal signings just from everyone. Like guys, jump in the comments. Let us know. Bronze contracts up. People saying controversial. Greenwood back, which obviously it is controversial. I don't think that's going to happen
I was going to
just
say, where
because
is
of
it? That one
the way it
there.
ended.
That one there.
Yeah, yeah, not going to happen. The way it ended, I can't see it. Not saying that she wouldn't come back. Not saying that she doesn't watch us every time. I'm
I
not saying
think
that anyway.
it'd be a
Um,
definite 50-50, wouldn't it, that one?
yeah,
So some
I'm not
would
saying that.
be absolutely, yeah, welcome back open arms, and think others would be a bit,
Like,
you left, what you doing?
yeah, yeah.
We're not a cast off. We're Man United. So
I don't
yeah,
blame them. Yeah, I think that. I just think bring the best players in. So if that's that's all we can afford, or that's all we can whatever, and she's the best left back we can get. We can get her. I don't care. But I understand what you're saying. I mean, she still loves us and everything, and like get little message, oh, loud and proud, yeah, love it. Da, da, da. So everyone's going on about, oh, we can't do this. I can do what I want, right? And when my players are loving it from France, then I'll carry on doing it. Thank you. But yeah, they're two good fullbacks. I suppose we could get. I mean, a lot of people are saying fullbacks, but then I've spoken to. I'm sure you won't mind me saying his name. He's a good guy. Well, might not. John, good guy. John Hume, John, whatever. And he's saying, just add the striker in, and you pop in. And I mean, Rich Lafferty even said Ebony Salmon is a miss. Well, he didn't say it like that, so I don't know if I can misquote him. But I even said today, listen, I banged that drum so hard because there's a stat 63% of the goals she's involved in. And, Bristol aren't scoring a lot of goals, so she's scoring 4.
Which, if you put her clear ability to finish on the end of our creativity with the likes of Leah on the wing and Hansen, Arnott, there is clearly goals in there. We were just unfortunate that we didn't get to see that in a United shirt last season. There was only a handful of times she was on the bench, didn't play a single senior game for us, and as you know more than anyone, we had to go and watch her on loan at Sheffield at times.
And now, even when I went to Sheffield and watched her in Durham, she even scored for me. She scored once for me, I think, at Sheffield, and scored all the other times when I wasn't there.
She did the business against Tottenham in the one it mattered. We were down the road in Charlton, and her song's getting sung for that goal.
It was the greatest goal. I mean, let's move on now, to transfers. I said that I was going to talk about it. I talked about a bit of everything. For me, news has come out that Chelsea are getting this girl from wherever. I don't even care who she is.
Yeah, some striker from Sevilla, apparently.
Good for her. For me, that opens up the options.
Well, this is what I'm wondering, because I'm thinking Chelsea clearly don't need another striker. I know she's off as soon as she's got here, but you've just gonna got Sam Kerr. You've got Frank Kirby in your ranks. You've got Cuthbert. You've got Maren Mjelde. How many strikers do you need? So either they're just absolutely stocking up, or someone's going in the summer if Chelsea are interested in this one.
But for me, it's there was talk. I heard little whispers and this and that. Oh, Hardy's going to go and live with whatever her name is. I don't even know. Ericsson, is it?
Ericsson, yeah.
Yeah. But now, if they're getting that striker, for me, that means that Hardy said no. Or
I think Ericsson was the one that absolutely smashed into the back of Zellum last night, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, and then Jess jumped on her. Jump, mate.
Jess comes straight over on a white horse.
Didn't even jump. She was still standing over Katie, and Jess was there to grab her by the neck. I thought, my God. But
surprised you weren't down on the pitch after that.
You see, next minute, man just blink, and next minute, Jess fighting. I'm like, yes, let's go. But no, man, my guy coming through. Come through. Bang, bang, bang. This is the one.
Campaign manager, campaign assistant.
Bang, bang, bang. I'm the assistant next to him, mate. He brought through. He brought through the like. And for me, she's not silly, She's a girl. She would have seen it. We do harder 2020 with a little red devil. She knows, mate. The mums liked it off. This campaign been going long thing. She knows what harder 2020 means. It started off as harder 2020.
If she doesn't turn up with that badge on that you give her, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. But I was saying...
That's the signing announcement. Where you going? Just there with the badge.
Yeah. Well, that's... Oh, mate. Well, that's what
you'd have a meltdown, I'm telling you.
Oh, mate. Well, I was saying... he's saying, have you thought of the song? And I said, I didn't thought of the song, but I thought of the flag. And it would be Harder 2020. Completed it, mate. Bang. Bang! The devil in the middle. Oi! Oi, 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 oi. But yeah, I'd have a bit of that. I'd have a bit of that. But whether I've read a bit on BBC, clubs, and this was Man United all over, clubs would rather wait 12 months and get someone on a free. So her contract's up in 2021. But I think if maybe Chelsea are going to wait for her, maybe that's why they're buying this one now or whatever. I don't know. I
Could
mean,
be.
I don't know.
Maybe Everton are going to go and buy her.
If Everton
We're going to get Hayley Raso after 6 months because they're going to go and buy Pernille Harder.
game over then. Game over. We're not serious then. But John just saying get both them, Cuthbert in England. I'd definitely take them. If
I'd take
Chelsea
Cuthbert.
getting rid of anyone, I'd take Cuthbert all day. I can't see them getting rid of Cuthbert. But I mean, England, they might. I don't know. They've got who now? Well, Ramona's probably going, and that's probably to West Ham, in my opinion. Can't see her leaving London. What's her face? Who else is there as a striker? So they've got England.
Frank Kirby, Cuthbert, Mjelde.
Is Mjelde a
G.
shot? Oh, she is.
Well, she's attacker, isn't she?
Yeah. But
G, I know a lot of people are saying G might be going because some some limit on how many non-EU players that you can have in your squad or something, and so they're saying now that they've brought Sam Kerr in, they'll get rid of G or something like that. But
well,
I mean, we take her, but can we go through without this license? Everything comes back to this license that seems to exist, but no one knows about.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, for me, I think it would be a massive mistake getting rid of G. I just think Chelsea last night were nothing really. I'm not trying to say, we were amazing, but I expected a lot better.
But even Emma Hayes admitted that they played terrible. I wouldn't even say Chelsea played terrible, but I mean, she's obviously got some better standards of Chelsea than what I have. But
but that team that went out and steamrolled Arsenal, that was not the team that came to Chelsea. And obviously, who did they miss? G and Sam Kerr. That Guno Reiter played, didn't she, against us? Or did she not?
Oh, right, and I think she did.
Didn't even know she was there, mate. Didn't even know.
Not even paying attention to the lineups now. Look.
But, she was the one pulling the strings against Arsenal, and I didn't even notice her. If she was playing, maybe she wasn't, because I didn't even know that she was there. She was anonymous. If she was there. She probably wasn't, to be fair, but boom. That's what I'm saying. But no, listen, if we don't get the one, because let's just say
Ryan did play last night. She did start.
Well, she was anonymous then. I'm absolutely shocked that she played, because what did she do? What did she do, really? Oh, nothing. And I'm like, wow, she played, and she is actually probably one of their best players. Wow, I'm absolutely shocked that she played. But then, to be fair, that shows how good we were then if we contained her like that. Because she ran Arsenal ragged. Ragged, though. So the fact that we've contained her, but maybe it is G that's setting it all up and dictating it all then.
G plays in the number 10, I think.
So maybe it's not. So
she's obviously creative.
I don't know what it was, because that writing was nowhere to be found, mate. But less about Chelsea. I don't need to say, and that's congrats to United, that we kept her. But anyway, if it's not harder, right? Because we know it's going to be a striker. She's even saying we need goals, and people are then saying Ebony and this, that, anyway. So we know we need goals. We knew we need goals from the day. That's why part of 2020 was started. The minute she says, I'm not signing that contract, boom. Who else, Shane? Putting it on your toes out here, mate. I know I don't even know anyone. But who else?
This is what I find it so difficult, because we've all come in last season.
No one knows nothing.
Not really following women's football at all, and we've come in like, it's United, we'll follow United, and all of a sudden we're going, we don't know anyone. I mean,
Mm.
I've openly said it. We announced our team. I probably knew about 4 people involved in our squad, and that was Casey, Shiv, Martha, and Alex. And I
You
was
know.
I only knew Martha because I'd seen a couple of Liverpool games, and
Mm.
she was playing there, but and even then very little. And yeah, other than that, it was only really some of the England players that I was aware of. Um, I think a lot of the ones that we've come to know though have all ended up signing extensions. I mean, we were all saying in the summer Beth Mead
Mm.
would have happily took Beth Mead.
Yeah.
I'd have happily took Van der Donk as well from Arsenal, but they're
Yeah.
clearly all happy down in London. So I'm done with them now. I don't want to know who are they. I don't want to know them. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit. I really am. I
I
don't really. I
know.
mean,
Saying,
I think that we know that there's strikers or players out there in the world who are good, who are quality, and would get the business done. It's whether we're prepared to actually fork out for them. And I
yeah.
think
I
that
mean,
plays in our heads a lot. We sit there sort of second guessing what's the point in wanting that player when we realistically know we're probably not even going to go for them because we can't afford it. You know, you players like your Hegerberg, Caroline Graham Hansen, even harder to an extent. You know, like you said, are we going to
yeah.
wait until she's on a free and then go, oh, do you want to come and play for us now, rather than going, this is how much we want you. We're going to go and pay Wolfsburg some money.
Yeah.
Because that
Exactly.
speaks volumes. You go somewhere and you go, we're going to pay for you. That's how
Yeah.
much we want you. We're not waiting until you're free and doing this on the cheap. We want you now. Here's the
Mm.
money. How much? Have it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm
It's
still, I'm
that.
still, I'm still uneducated in this game.
What I will say, the ones that I do know, but it and she's gone now. Danae Castillo, she's gone Atletico now.
Oh yeah, Castellanos, I think is it.
Whatever, yeah. She would have
I
been
think
really good.
yeah.
She was like the top draft pick, but she ended up going to um Atletico. I don't even know if we're in for her. But I mean, I was told that she was going to go Real Madrid, and I mean, they're even newer than us, and they're absolutely flopping, to be honest. But we know next year they're going to be putting money into it because that's when they're going to turn Real Madrid. And if you know what the Real Madrid men fans are like, they ain't going to tolerate no losing to Barcelona 8-0. Ain't going to happen,
I
mate.
mean, people think we boo referees. Wait till
Right.
you go and get Madrid fans booing their own players.
Exactly, exactly. So,
They
you
make
know,
us look polite.
yeah, there's that. But then there's a girl, and she's English, so you don't even need a license. And she's playing out in the. I think she's up. Sorry. Next year. Her name's Rasso. It's not Haley Rasso, but it's something like that. Racio or something. Go and have a look at it. I've seen Rich tweet about her a lot. Seen different people tweet about her. I think this is her last year, so it won't be.
She's playing America this year.
Yeah, it'll start in the summer, won't it? So they'll come available in January. Like West Ham just signed that Grace Fisk and um Everton signed that Sandy McLeaver or whatever, the goalkeeper one. So those girls were this girl, she used to play for Millwall Lionesses and I think Arsenal or whatever. She'll come available. But obviously she's gonna be about 22. She'll be
Right.
a striker like 22, 23, around that age. So she would have played in the American League. I think she's had experience of WSL before. I mean, would you be happy if they brought in someone like that, like the M most valuable player? Like that's what she's getting the awards out there in the college leagues. Would you be happy? Would you think our fans would be happy? So she's
Um.
national, but
Yeah. I don't know because I mean I don't want to contradict myself because I've come in at the beginning where I'm saying oh I don't know I didn't know half these people before I started following this team and I'm saying I can't be disappointed with not going for Hayley Rasso because I didn't really know about her. So similarly, I can't say I'm going to be like, oh, absolutely amazing if we bring this player in that I've never heard of. But yeah, but we've got people in the club who know what they're doing when it comes to looking at players. Maybe we've got one, and that's Casey. We know last year that she was probably doing all her own scouting. She was off in November looking at Jackie. So, whether it's just Casey still or whether she's got a little team behind the scenes who are going out and finding people who could be up to scratch, I don't know. But let's face it, even if it is just Casey, she knows a lot more about these women's players than I do. She's been around a long time in this game. So,
Mm,
if she's going to bring someone in that she thinks is good enough to play for our team, then that player is going to get backed by me.
mm,
We can debate over performances afterwards when we see him play. I'm
mm,
not saying I want to bring everyone in who's unknown and we don't, we just buy him for the sake of buying, because I think there are, Pernil Harder, we know what she's about. There are
mm,
players out there, but we've got to remember we're still a club that's only 18 months old. So when the likes of Chelsea have been around for ages, Arsenal, when they're signing all these international players, and we're bringing in all these little unknown ones that are quite young players because we're going to grow and develop them, I can't really say we're doing the wrong thing.
mm.
But if you do get that one signing that people know about who's a big name, it can just add a little bit more, if you get what I mean.
Mm. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I think people do know about people do know about her. Well, so people know about her. Yeah, like, there's obviously people out there that don't know a lot, but I think she's been in the suit. That's someone who I would bring in. So let's see what they do. Shane, it's been an hour, man, but it has flown by. So, have you got any last words to say, or?
I don't think so. I mean, I may as well drop in what I mentioned to you before we went live, and because this surprised me a little bit. But touching on about goals that were scoring, things like that, and where goals come from, and needing strikers. Last season, if you take own goals out of it, we scored 110 goals, and we had 14 different scorers to score them. This season, we've scored 40, and that's across 12 players. So we've actually still got goals coming from all over. The problem is we're not scoring enough of them. We've got what did I say? We've got what, 4 home games left of the season, and 7 away games if you count the 2 that have got to be rescheduled. So it's not really. I mean, 11 games and to make up 70 goals if you want to match last season. I mean, we were never going to come in and score that many goals this season. Let's face it. But you know, it does show in case you always mention it shows the clinicalness. We need to start being more ruthless in front of goal, I think.
Yeah, I think as well. Like we need 40 is decent, and that kind of return is all right. We just need to spread it out across the games, I suppose, and make sure we're scoring in every game that
I
we're
mean, the
in. Not
fact that the fact that Lauren's goal against City was meant that she was the first player to get to 25, just like since day dot. So that just shows you how many different people have been scoring goals for us.
mm,
But as we said, this season it's how often that's happening that's probably
yeah,
starting to become a bit of an issue.
mm,
But then, did we expect it? Some of us came in at the start of the season. We said, you know what, mid-table and up, we'll be happy. Cement your place in the league, and maybe that run at the start of the season's got us a bit like, oh, hang on, can we maybe best of the rest or things like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
when we were sitting third, mate, that's a long way off
You were
now.
saying third,
I'm saying Champions League, mate. I'm not.
waving your passport in my face.
Listen, Mary even said it too, so don't come for me. But no, what I will say, you just said 7 away games. So I see all the people in the comment in the viewing. 7 away games, guys. 4 home games. That's not a lot of games. So I get people who wait for home games, but that's why we do Barmy Army travel, because you ain't gonna see a lot of the girls now. It's over. Yeah, it's over at LSV till next season. So get on the Barmy bus if you want to be seeing.
Bearing in mind as well, at the end of February, we'll have 4 weeks between games. We play Everton away, and then it's 4 weeks, and then we play West Ham at home.
Exactly. So, well,
West
Everton
Ham at
away
home, City at home, and then it's Blues is the last home game, isn't it?
Everton away just down the road. And you know what? Like, we're looking to put on a bigger bus for Arsenal, you know, so it'll still probably be the same price, maybe even a bit cheaper, but get on it. Look, I can look at doing it. You're the treasurer, but let's look at doing 20 quid down to Arsenal, maybe 15 on a big bus, proper, all that jazz. That's what we're looking at doing because there's not a lot of games left now. So get on these buses, guys. There's still one place for Reading. But Shane, Sunday, yeah?
Definitely, boss.
Sunday. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone who's been watching me and messaging me about my appearances on telly. No, but this is where it's at. This is what keeps me going. Everyone on here,
Content.
Content. We need to keep putting it out. The club's not. I think next week I'm gonna get Christian back on. He's been badgering me. No, but either him or Mark Henry. So see what we can do. Probably will be Christian because I want Mark for the week after Brighton. But yeah. See you later, guys. See you Sunday. Get on the buses. See you, boss.
Cheers.